Hey, hopefully you can hear me and see me. So I wanted to make this quick video um, to just talk about something that happened to me while I was walking my dog tonight. It's so weird. So basically, it's like a warm, slightly cool summer breeze. So as we walking, the wind is picking up, but it feels so good. He even enjoying it. So the walk was kind of more slowly paced than usual. We just was enjoying, just in the moment, enjoying the breeze, the temperature of the air. I was looking at the moon a little bit. It just felt real good. And then so on our way back home, the thought popped in my head about how nice it felt to be present, just be present in the moment and enjoying that moment, that walk, the breeze, the temperature, the night sky, just being present. That's the thought that popped in my head. And then what came to mind is something that it can get frustrating sometimes, but basically the thought popped in my mind about, like, why is it so hard to stay present? What is the issue with that? Why is it so hard to be present? Or what is it that I haven't realized, or that most people haven't realized, that make them stray away from just living in the present moment, making decision moment, being intentional, making decisions moment to moment, that kind of thing. Basically, I just was reflecting on it, like, why is it so difficult for some people, for most people, including me sometimes. And then it popped in my mind about, so over the last, since COVID, both my parents passed away and my oldest brother. And so prior to that, I never dealt with loss, period. Like, I never lost anybody, even though I was been working as a nurse since 2009, I had never even lost a patient. And so when my parents passed and my brother passed, the epiphany I had was the realization of how, like, for whatever reason, it seemed like people with terminal illnesses of any kind, any age, for some reason they get real present. You ever notice that people with terminal illnesses or nearing the end of their life, they just start to live real, like, really present. Like, I could just remember my mom particularly, even though she didn't know she was going to pass away or anything, but she knew she had some health stuff she was dealing with. But I could just remember her getting really present, like the usual ruminating in her mind about her bills or whether I got here or there. Towards the end, the last few weeks or so, she just was really present. Like, all she was worried about was being happy to see me when I could swing by and hang out. And she was in the present moment just looking forward to just being sure she was paying free so she can handle her short-term rehab, her physical therapy, that kind of stuff. That's what was on her mind. She wasn't worried about nothing else but just in the present moment and being grateful for what was going on in the moment and being sure her needs were met in the moment. And all that other busy-minded stuff, she had let that aspect of her personality go. And so the epiphany, or what came to me again tonight as me and Murdoch was enjoying the moment walking, was how I had already reflected on that and told myself I would make that commitment to try to be sure I'm present. Because, okay, so people who are nearing the end of their life, if they're present, or people with a terminal illness, if they live in the present moment because they know tomorrow isn't promised, that's not a coincidence. That's by design, because they're living with a terminal illness. They don't know if tomorrow will come. Well, similarly, life is a terminal diagnosis as well. And so tonight I was just reflecting, like, well, similarly, people with a terminal diagnosis medically, if somehow they're able to shift the monkey-mindedness and just try to be more grateful and live in the present moment, the thought that came in my mind was, like, what am I doing? What in the hell am I doing? Because I think as I was getting closer to the building, what I had noticed in me was how all of a sudden, I think, came in my mind, like, let me hurry up and get back because I got some things we got to do, before it get too late and blah blah blah. And something just tried to rob me of the beauty of what me and Murdoch was enjoying, that present moment and the breeze and just the weather and the sun, the night sky. Something was trying to steal it in my head. And so that was what brought me to just reflecting on all this stuff. So I just wanted to record my thoughts in case this, is if it resonates with somebody else, or just put something else, put something on somebody else's mind, whoever may see this, because that was just a huge that's a big deal. You know, life is terminal. It's a terminal diagnosis. We're not going to be here forever, and death is the great equalizer. And the truth is, we don't know if we're going to be here tomorrow, so we need to be living in the present moment, including me, because my situation right here, right now, is no different than my parents, my mom, because life is terminal. It's a terminal diagnosis, just similarly to her situation, and how I know that she was able to get present. So in a way, people that's nearing death are examples, are living examples. Even though their time is about to be cut short, they're examples of how we need to be living now. We shouldn't have to wait till we get terminally medically diagnosed with something to become more present and living in the present moment, and having more gratitude, and deciding to take control of our mind and just live with more peace, and decide that we're going to stabilize ourselves mentally no matter what's going on outside of us, because that's our responsibility. Our mindset and our emotions is our responsibility, regardless of what's happening outside of us. We can do that. And I just was thinking how I'm gonna have to step up again as well, and hold myself more accountable to be sure I'm living by that, because on a logical, analytical level, I get it. Like, yeah, Crystal, life is terminal. So it ain't just people with terminal illnesses who, although they have the ability to live in the present moment, you need to be doing the same thing too, because your life is just as terminal. You might not have no medical terminal diagnosis, but tomorrow not promised to you either, ma'am. And so I just wanted to share that, in case this puts something on somebody's mind, you know, to make you maybe shift perspective or see something from a different perspective. You know, life really is, how they say, life is a gift. That's why it's called the present. The power of now, all those books, and I mean, the present moment is literally where it's at. That's all we really got. You don't know. Wow. And I just wanted to share my reflective thoughts, in case this helps somebody get more present and enjoy the moment, and stop tripping and worrying about the future so heavily, because the future is going to come, and whatever your future is going to come, and it's going to manifest. And it's going to manifest into whatever it is that you're doing right here and right now. So that's just something to think about and be mindful of. And that's all. I just wanted to record my thoughts. I didn't feel like journaling it. So have a good night.